Okay, let's look at solving a kind of problem that's a little different. We have one negative x term and one positive x term. Okay, so we have negative 3x plus 9 equals x plus 1. Okay, so we want to kind of do what we did with the drawings in terms of getting all the x's on one side. So just think about that first step, like the first step of a two-step equation. Get rid of something added by subtracting, get rid of something added by subtracting. Okay, think of it this way. This 3x is being subtracted. Okay, at least you could think of it that way, because a negative 3x is basically the same thing as a subtracted 3x. Okay, this x is being added because there's no subtraction in front of it, so that means it's an added x. So just decide which one you want to get rid of. I'm going to get rid of the subtracted 3x. I'm going to get rid of that by adding 3x to both sides. Notice I'm putting my x terms underneath my other x terms. Okay, keeping my like terms together. Okay, when I do that, the negative 3x or the subtracted 3x plus 3x go out. Okay, I'm left with 9 on the left equals. Okay, I have x plus 3x. Remember, think of that as 1x. If there's no x if there's no number in front of the x, think of it as a 1 sitting in front of the x. Okay, so 1x plus 3x is 4x. Bring down the plus, bring down the 1. Okay, we have all of our x's on one side. Okay, now we want to get those x's completely alone by getting all of the numbers on the other side. Okay, so I want to get rid of the added 1 by subtracting 1. Okay, and I'm left with 9 minus 1 on the left, which is 8. Bring down the equals, bring down the 4x. 1 minus 1 goes away. Okay, now I need to get rid of the multiplied number, because now we're kind of splitting things up. If you're thinking about the drawing, we split things up now. But I want to get rid of the multiplied 4 by splitting both sides up into 4 groups, by dividing by 4. Okay, when you do that, 8 divided by 4 is 2, and 1x on the right is just x. X equals 2. Okay, so we still got all of our x's on one side. Okay, we did that by adding 3x to get rid of the subtracted 3x. Then we wanted to get all of the numbers on the other side so the x's could be completely alone. Okay, so we got rid of the added 1 by subtracting 1. And then we split things up into both sides into 4 groups. So we divided both sides by 4 and got x is equal to 2. Okay, I also want to point out I could have gotten rid of x instead of negative 3x. Okay, I got rid of negative 3x because I knew I would end up with a positive x term in my second step. And I assumed that most of you would prefer to have a positive x step. Okay, briefly, I want to show you that I would still get the same answer if I got rid of the x instead. Okay, so if I would have gotten rid of the x instead at the beginning, instead of the subtracted 3x, I could have subtracted x from both sides. Okay, the negative 3x minus x, think of it as negative 3x plus negative 1x, negative 4x, plus 9 equals 1. Now we have all of our x's on the left. It's nice to get everything else on the other side, so the x's will be completely alone by subtracting 9. Okay, so on the left, we're left with negative 4x. On the right, we're left with 1 minus 9. Okay, think of that as 1 plus negative 9 if it confuses you. Negative 8. Okay, get rid of the multiplied negative 4 by dividing by negative 4. And then x would equal -8 divided by -4 is 2. Okay, so it does not matter which x term you get rid of, but this is the idea, y'all. If you have a negative x term and a positive x term, like we did in this problem, if you want to avoid negatives, get rid of the -1. Get rid of the -1.